Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm sorry, haven't been posting very much. But before we get into the video, please subscribe, click that like button, comment down below, and click that notification bell to get notifications when we post. So today we're going to be going over Gavin Newsom's recall election and whether I think it's likely. We're going to be filling out a county map. And how do I think Gavin Newsom will perform in the recall election? Will he be recalled, and who will success him? As of right now, Gavin Newsom has a 69% chance of being California governor as of December 31st. Larry Elder has a 21% chance. He's been the basic frontrunner, not only of the Republican Party, but the opposition of Gavin Newsom. This has been led by Caitlyn Jenner, Kevin Faulconer, and Kevin McCarthy, who's one of the only Democrats in the race, and by far the strongest Democrat. He has challenged Larry Elder, and both of them are on the high rankings if Gavin Newsom is to lose. So as of right now, Gavin Newsom is likely to stay in office, but it is not 100%. We are not 100% sure that is the case. You could see that approximately, if you look at the 90-day chart here on Predict.org, using that as a reference, you could see that as of the beginning / mid-July, or even the end of July, Gavin Newsom has an 82% chance, or 89% chance, or sometimes even 90% chance of being recalled. And Kevin McCarthy has been in the race since May, and Elder hasn't joined since mid-June. He was a very small name. He had a big name when he joined the race, but he's gotten bigger. Polls had shown that at the time that Gavin Newsom was leading 11 points. But when Elder joined the race, he was able to pick up a lot of people, similar to what Arnold Schwarzenegger did, despite him not being a politician. And now it's increasingly more likely that Gavin Newsom is recalled. Other people like Kevin Faulconer, former mayor of San Diego, and Caitlyn Jenner. And many people are running based off very moderate. Kevin McCarthy, despite being Democrat, has sort of challenged Newsom, being a very moderate Democrat. He's done pretty well overall in the Democratic Party. And I think if Gavin Newsom were to lose, it would either be Larry Elder or Kevin McCarthy, most likely Larry Elder. But the reason that Gavin Newsom is so high up is because he doesn't have that high of a chance of being recalled. Not only who will succeed him, but if we look at will Gavin Newsom be recalled, this doesn't really go over which candidates will take over him, but you can see that this skyrocketed ever since. This is before 13% before Larry Elder joined the race, and this is after Larry Elder joins the race. So Larry Elder was definitely able to do some of that, as well as Kevin McCarthy. So 32%, sometimes it was at 34, 35%. Yeah, which is about a third. There's a 1 in 3 chance that Gavin Newsom is recalled, and a 2 in 3 chance that he's not, which is pretty good for a state that Donald Trump had only a 1% chance of winning. And I don't personally think myself that Gavin Newsom will be recalled, but this is pretty good for the Republican Party. And this is something that Gavin Newsom should not have been worried about maybe back in July. In July, I believe his chances of being recalled were just 10%. 33%, that is something that Gavin Newsom should be a bit worried about. Not something that he should definitely be sure that he's going to be recalled. If you look at the latest RCP poll, this was released on somewhere between July 18th and August 4th. And I'm making this video as of Sunday, August 8th, 2021. And keep in mind, the election is held on September 14th. So this is asking if the election was held today and not September 14th. So if the election was held today, the RCP average was yes removed plus 2%. This is 2% spread. So Gavin Newsom in the poll is behind, and that's not very good news for him. But I still think being behind 2 points is not something that you should be extremely worried about, because it's very possible. It's actually likely that Gavin Newsom stays in office. He's a 48% of Californians say remove him, and 46% do not. According to the RCP average, Emerson has him +2, and Berkeley/LA Times has him +3. So overall, you hear the other polls. I think this is something to sort of be worried about for Gavin Newsom. This is not something he should be extremely excited about. So Joe Biden won the state of California, and he won 63.5% of the vote in California to Donald Trump's 34.3% of the vote. Now, if you look at California, it's becoming increasingly more liberal. Back in 2000, 2004, Arnold Schwarzenegger was the governor. Gavin Newsom, Al Gore was able to won California by about 14 points, and John Kerry won California by 9.9%. That wasn't even double digits. California has become increasingly more liberal and went to Biden by almost 30 points. Out of over 17 million votes, Donald Trump received 6 million. Joe Biden received over 11 million. So this is obviously not a surprise, but that Republicans need to make inroads. How come Gavin Newsom had a pretty high chance that Donald Trump didn't have? Well, because obviously Gavin Newsom, many Republicans and many Democrats, mostly Republicans, have criticized Gavin Newsom for his COVID-19 handling. Gavin Newsom, obviously, in a way, according to the Republican Party, did not really follow exactly what he mentioned. And this has caused much tension from the independents and Republicans. Now, I think the main way, I've sort of carried a list of swing counties. These are counties that were within maybe 10, 15 points. Now, if we look at back in, in 2018, Gavin Newsom won 62% of the vote. Now, if we look at the RCP poll average, that was 46%. So that means that we have about 15% of the population that voted for Gavin Newsom is now turning away from Gavin Newsom. In order to remember the no, Gavin Newsom needs 50% to say no, but the yes does not need 50%. They just need to prevent the no from voting 50%. So I think the Republican Party should be sort of happy with these numbers. They won Riverside County, they won Inyo County, which previously was not won by Donald Trump. That's why John Cox won 38% of the vote. Donald Trump only won 34.3. You can see Riverside here is blue. On the Cox map, it was red. Another Inyo County, that was red. Blue here. Red on the Cox map versus Newsom. So I think, because obviously Cox is from California, some voters would vote for Cox, and especially independents, but not vote for Donald Trump. And I think that the Republican Party needs to make inroads into a lot of these competitive counties. Previously, back in 2014, Orange County was red. So that definitely helped the Republicans build up a margin. But the reason the Republicans sort of didn't do as well is they sort of lost this area. And I think the Republican Party needs to make more inroads in counties like Inyo County, San Bernardino County, and Riverside County. These were previous competitive counties that are sort of not as competitive anymore on the presidential level. And the turnout was extremely low. This helped many Republicans. Obviously, when you have lower turnout, that's lower Democratic numbers, because most of the state is Democratic back in 2010. Now you see the Republican Party needs to bring this map back to the 2020 recall election. This map needs to be this needs to be the map in California. Let's look at the recall election, the 2003 recall election. This needs to be the map for Gavin Newsom. Can the Republican Party replay this map? They might be able to afford to lose states like counties like San Benito and Santa Barbara because these were narrow. But the Republican Party cannot afford to lose much more. Counties like San Bernardino, Riverside, and Kern County, these were swing counties in the 2020 election, either narrowly going to Biden or Trump, need to be more solid, voting yes on Gavin Newsom's recall. Now, if you look at Gavin Newsom's recall, you can look at the map here. The darker, obviously, the more, you can see the more people want to recall Gavin Newsom. You can see that is highest in conservative, sparsely populated counties. But there needs to be more for the Republican Party. San Diego is in a pretty good region. You see LA, Imperial County, the Bay Area, very light. Obviously voting for Joe Biden, heavily Democratic numbers. The rural areas are pretty good. Now, I think the Republican Party, where do they make inroads? San Luis Obispo, they're doing pretty well. The polls are showing us exactly how this is. This is as of May 6th. So this is the best it gets for Gavin Newsom. Because remember, on May 6th, Gavin Newsom's recall chances were pretty low. Let's look at that exact date. His chance of being recalled as of May 6th wasn't very good. Let's look back here. So this only goes back to May 10th, but you can see 13 cents as of May 10th. So I can't go back to see May 6th, but that is the closest I can get. But that is just 4 days after. So that sort of gives us a visual representation. This is the best it can get for Gavin Newsom. Now I want to sort of highlight this map, and I think and show you exactly how this is heading. So if we look at specifically swing counties, and I'm going to characterize these swing counties specifically based on their margin of victory, not only in the 2020 election, but other elections. So these swing counties were basically in 2020, Kern County. This needs to definitely recall Gavin Newsom. Riverside County, San Bernardino County, San Luis Obispo County. That was sort of not as competitive. Fresno County, Orange County. Ventura County is sort of, I'm going to characterize this likely because you can see in the poll here, Ventura County was going to keep Gavin Newsom by a slight margin. So I'm going to throw that there. LA, definitely safe. Definitely safe. Let's look back here. Actually, I'm going to use this representation to see how exactly the Republicans could do. They're probably going to lose Ventura. That's probably going to remove Gavin Newsom. Ventura's probably going to vote to keep Gavin Newsom. Santa Barbara, another really liberal county. I'm probably going to put Santa Barbara in the likely column. I think that's where Santa Barbara best fits. Monterey. Joe Biden won Monterey by 69%. So that's a pretty healthy margin for Joe Biden. We look at the map here. Monterey was pretty light. This whole Bay Area region, we're just going to fill this in to keep Newsom. Santa Cruz, solid liberal. Santa Clara County, this whole Bay Area is extremely liberal. By the way, if I characterize any counties or in a wrong area, then my mistake. I think Imperial, that's another likely, possibly safe. I want to put it safe. These Hispanic, I don't know if they're exactly very affected to COVID in that region. Inyo County, this is another swing county. This large county right here, I put in red. This county went to Biden by just 0.2%. I think it will vote to recall Newsom because if you look at the map here, that was pretty solid right there. That Orange County, dark Orange County, that was pretty solid to vote for Newsom, to oppose Newsom. And if we let's look at the 2020 results here. You see these northern Californian regions, extremely conservative. Butte County was competitive. I'm going to characterize that one as competitive. But all these counties here are pretty solid. You can see this West Coast region, that went heavily to Joe Biden. And if you can see, pretty light. Pretty light there. And I think that's definitely going to benefit the Democratic Party. Here, this is another likely county. San Benito County. Well, this went to Joe Biden by 61 points. I think this is going to be likely to keep Newsom because if you look at the margin here, yeah, that was pretty light. Actually, I'm going to characterize these as safe. My mistake. These two counties here, these center counties. I'm going to check these counties. So these went to, this is Kings County. That went to Donald Trump, and this one also went to Donald Trump. So I'm not going to really consider these swing counties because they did go Donald Trump by 7 points. And you can see here, those are pretty solid there. Now we're sort of going to characterize these northern counties. We sort of got Southern California and the Bay Area. This is where, despite being a Californian myself, I do get extremely confused. There's a tiny county here, I believe. Oh, yeah, I think it just pops in. So that's Sacramento County. So, yeah, that's probably going to be likely. Let's see, it's my mistake. Because it did go to Biden pretty solidly. Look here. Sacramento County, yeah. That's that little orange line sticking out. So yeah, I think that's going to head to that column. And if we look south of that, these two, I think they are both going to be safe. If we look for Joe Biden won these two counties by a pretty comfortable margin. He won Joaquin County. I think that's going to be competitive as well, possibly competitive. And then over here we have Merced County that's also going to be competitive. So these two counties, competitive. And the county right below that is Merced County, and then this one right here is Stanislaus County. This is also an extremely competitive county. We're going to characterize, obviously, the swing counties in the end because those are the real bit. This is Solano County. This went to Joe Biden by a pretty comfortable margin, really comfortable. Actually, Joe Biden did very well in the Bay Area, very well. This is obviously Yolo County. This is another extremely liberal county. And a lot of these counties, many people have discussed, are extremely liberal despite the area being rural, which is sort of a surprise, being such a rural area. I mean, obviously, I am not going to say my map are all correct, but yeah. Now we're going to characterize Nevada County. This is as a we're going to characterize all these counties as red to recall Newsom, because all of these counties, except this one right here, which is going to go safe, are most likely going to recall Newsom. And there you go. You have your California map. Let me just make sure that I got all this correct because I do not want to get anything wrong here. Oh, Butte County. Okay, I'm going to characterize that as a swing county. My mistake. Okay. So we have 24 counties to recall Newsom, 22 to keep Newsom. Now, I think, where are we going to, actually, I'm going to put this here. Okay. So 21 to keep, 24 to recall, and 13 swing counties. Obviously, this doesn't determine who wins. So let's start off characterizing. San Diego, this went to Biden by pretty comfortable margins, 20%. We look at the map here. I think this is going to be leans to keep Newsom. Remember, this is for about 3 points, maybe 5 points to keep Newsom in office. Riverside County, I think that is going to be around 8 points to recall Newsom, maybe 10 points. This is a county that John Cox won. He's a possible potential candidate, and maybe a lot of people that voted for John Cox are going to recall Newsom. Because if you look at this county, yeah, pretty good in that county. I think San Diego might be a little more liberal leaning than these counties. Santa Barbara probably going to keep him. San Luis Obispo, this is a county that's sort of becoming more and more competitive. I think Joe Biden won this county by a pretty comfortable margin, by about 13 points, but you can see in the polls that this is not very good for Gavin Newsom. That needs to be tilt to recall Gavin Newsom. Kern County, this is going to be likely, maybe about 15 points. Donald Trump won this by about 5. So if we look at the map here, pretty good for the Republican Party. We look at a few of these other counties right here. Fresno County, I think that's going to be leans to recall Newsom. We look at the numbers here. That was pretty good for the Republican Party. That is another good sign. Donald Trump narrowly lost this county. Donald Trump narrowly lost. Remember, the Republican Party wants to do much better than Donald Trump. A better example is going to be run close to the numbers Arnold Schwarzenegger got to recall Gray Davis. Close to those numbers. Maybe losing San Benito, maybe losing Ventura, maybe losing San Diego, but get as close to those numbers as possible. That's definitely going to help them significantly. So, in your county, I think that's going to be likely. This is extremely rural county. I think this is moving moving in that direction to sort of removing him. San Bernardino County, this is another county I think is very narrowly going to remove Newsom. Orange County, narrowly going to remove Newsom. I think this area is sort of becoming more liberal. I think I'm actually going to move it to tilt. Actually, I was thinking I'm going to keep that leads. I think that's going to recall Newsom. Ventura County, it's going to keep Newsom. I think that's a county that's probably going to keep Newsom. Now these last 4 counties, Butte, recall Newsom by leans. And then these last 3 counties, which are check for you. Stanislaus, that's going red. Merced, I think that's going to go red as well. And San Joaquin. So let's look at these on the map. So I think it's just going to be Stanislaus that goes red. And I think both of these are going to be leans to keep Newsom. So this is my final prediction. This is my final prediction. So do I think Gavin Newsom will be recalled? Now, I gotta definitely sort of do the math here. But if we look at this, let's use this as an example. What counties flip? Obviously, we had 9 million votes here total, so 4.9 million. So if you look at the population map here, we see Ventura. I think that would put lean Democratic. This voted like pretty solidly, about 60%, 40%. So that moved about 25% in the population. There was about 600,000. So yeah, maybe about 200,000. So the Republican Party still has room to grow. I think Fresno, obviously, where else flipped? These two counties right here, that flipped. This county right here, which is right above Inyo County, as well as Orange County, Riverside County, San Bernardino County. These are not being as solid. So because these three counties right here are not as solid, and because Kern County is not as solid, my final prediction is Gavin Newsom holds on by a leans margin. I think this is becoming more and more likely. I think it's going to be leans overall for Gavin Newsom as of right now. Remember, this is August 8th. The recall election is in a month and 6 days. So this might be more competitive, possibly move into the Republican column. But right now, this is a leanest Democratic state. I think Gavin Newsom is maybe going to win around 50 to 53% of voting. No. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll be probably posting recall elections to update you guys maybe once a week or so. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.